No questions, no hesitation, no second guessing. This wasn't superstition, it was survival. Because Livermore didn't see stops as protection from the market. He saw them as protection from himself. Comment hook. Have you ever held a losing position just because you didn't want to be wrong? Be honest. What happened next? Comment below. Every trader wants to be right, but Livermore knew something deeper. Being right doesn't make you rich. Staying disciplined does. The stop loss wasn't his safety net, it was his steering wheel. Let's peel back the layers. The psychology, the discipline, and the pain that forged this rule. Market doesn't destroy traders. Traders destroy themselves, one emotional decision at a time. You buy a position with confidence. You watch it move against you, not by much, just enough to sting. Now, you're no longer trading your plan, you're negotiating with your fear. You tell yourself, it'll come back. That phrase alone has erased more accounts than any bad strategy ever could. The paradox of trading is this: the moment you need logic the most is when your emotions are strongest. And that's exactly why Livermore created rules so rigid they couldn't be argued with. Because emotion isn't a momentary distraction, it's a full-blown hijacking of reason. Once money is on the line, you're not thinking anymore. You're reacting. He used to say, the market is designed to fool most of the people, most of the time. But the truth is, the market doesn't fool you, you fool yourself. Comment hook. What's the one emotion that costs you most in trading? Fear, greed, or hesitation? Write it in the comments biggest. A man must study general conditions to seize them and act at exactly the right moment. You can't seize anything if your capital is bleeding, and you can't act at the right moment if you're frozen in a losing position. So he designed his discipline as a weapon, one that punished hesitation. His stop wasn't about loss prevention, it was about capital preservation. That distinction is everything. Comment hook. Do you think most traders misunderstand stop losses as fear instead of strength? Comment discipline equals freedom. if you agree. Even legends bleed when they disobey their own laws. One year, Livermore was riding high. Every trade seemed to move in his favor. The press called him the boy plunger. He could do no wrong. That's when the market decided to humble him. He entered a massive position, over-leveraged, overconfident, and convinced that his read on the tape was flawless. When the price dipped 1 point, his rule demanded he sell. But ego whispered, "It's fine. I'll wait." 1 point became 2. 2 became 5. By the time he closed, the loss was catastrophic. Livermore later said that night was when he realized the market doesn't punish bad trades. It punishes broken discipline. The pain wasn't from losing money, it was from betraying his own structure. He had violated the very thing that made him strong. That's when he rebuilt his philosophy. The system must be so mechanical that even he couldn't talk himself out of it. Comment: Hook. Have you ever broken your own trading rule and regretted it instantly? Type yes if that's ever happened to you. Every trader has a breaking point. For Livermore, it wasn't when he lost money, it was when he lost control. He realized something every successful trader eventually must. You can't conquer the market until you conquer yourself. After his devastating loss, Livermore stopped trading for weeks. He reviewed every decision, every hesitation, every whisper of arrogance that led him there. He didn't blame the market. He blamed his inability to obey his own rule. That's when he made his most important realization. If you give emotion the slightest window, it will take over the whole house. So, he made his discipline bulletproof. He rewired his thinking. No more second guessing, no more just one more point. If the trade hit the 1 point loss, it was gone, instantly. No emotion, no debate, no memory. That was the rebirth of Livermore's system, not as a flexible art, but as a mechanical craft. Comment: Hook. When was the last time you hesitated and watched a small loss become a big one? Be real, we've all done it. Comment below. Discipline isn't about willpower, it's about removing choice. Livermore didn't just create a rule, he created a mechanism. He built a trading process where his emotions didn't get a vote. When the market moved 1 point against him, he didn't argue, he didn't hope, he executed. He realized that every trade is a hypothesis, and the market is the experiment. If the data proves it wrong, you end the experiment. Immediately. That's what his 1 point stop was. A clean, mechanical way to keep the system pure. He called it cutting off the head of a loss before it grows a body. That single concept separated him from 90% of traders. Most people try to outsmart pain. Livermore engineered around it. Comment: Hook. Could you ever follow a rule that strict? No debate, no hesitation, just instant execution? Type mechanical if you think you could. Charts have changed, the tools have evolved, but the human brain, still the same primitive mess. Every modern trader thinks technology makes them smarter. Screens, alerts, bots, all screaming control. But none of that matters if emotion still owns your decision-making. Livermore didn't have indicators or algorithms. He had clarity, and that's exactly what most traders have lost. Today, people set mental stops. A phrase that's basically code for, "I'll ignore it when it hurts." They rely on analysis paralysis, over-optimizing, overthinking, over-leveraging. They're not trading the market, they're trading dopamine. Meanwhile, the 10% who win aren't smarter, they're colder. They obey structure, not feelings. They treat risk like oxygen, invisible, essential, and always controlled. That's why Livermore's one-point rule still works, not because of the number, but because of the principle. Make your loss automatic. Make your ego irrelevant. If your loss requires a decision, you've already lost. If your system decides for you, you're free. Think about it. In an era of AI bots and hyperspeed trades, what separates the pro from the crowd isn't speed, it's detachment. Automation isn't the future. Mechanical discipline always was. The traders who survive this decade will be the ones who understand that risk management isn't a feature, it's the foundation. Comment hook. If you had to live by one mechanical trading rule for the rest of your career, what would it be? Write it below. I want to see who actually thinks like a professional.